Greetings and salutations, everyone. More importantly, Happy New Year. I hope you're doing well. So as most of you know, I was able to get a PlayStation 5 and a Series X in 2021. While my PlayStation 5 impressions video was pretty straightforward with lots of information, I have to do this one very differently. Xbox All Access is the conversation that more gamers need to be having. I'm even a little puzzled as to why Microsoft isn't pushing this as hard as they can. I could sit here and talk about what exclusives I played or how awesome FPS Boost is, but this topic is far more interesting to me. While this program isn't for everyone, I think it could be an enticing option for returning gamers. If you enjoy these kind of videos, please let me know down in the comment section. So with that out of the way, let's take a moment to examine Microsoft's Xbox All Access. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am Ryofu and you are watching The Gaming Harbinger. Xbox All Access is essentially you getting a Series S or X on a payment plan. I want to get the cons out there immediately. It is something you have to sign up and be approved for. You are paying a little more than if you were to buy it outright. The Series X is going for $34.99 for 24 months. And the Series S is going for $24.99 for 24 months. So let's use the Series X as an example. Buying it outright is give or take $542 depending on the taxes in your area. Buying it this way is the cheapest option long term. You pay $60 a year for Xbox Live and just buy whatever game you're into. 'Tis the old way of doing things. And it's honestly my way of doing things. But if I were to be frank, I virtually had no reason to try Gamepass or go this route. But getting Xbox All Access has changed my point of view. So if you decide to get a Series X for $34.99 for 24 months, with the price they give, that's $839.76. But for complete transparency, $36.87 is what is actually coming out of my account. So that means I will actually pay $884.88 after 2 years. You are financing this through Citizens One, and when I was first explaining this to people, I described it as a cell phone payment plan. That's not entirely accurate since this is something that has to be approved like a small loan. Citizen is the middleman when you apply to get a cell phone plan. It's just you, AT&T, or Verizon, whoever. So in that regard, it's more similar to buying a car, just way less hoops to jump through. Now that you see the difference in price, let me explain to you why I think this could be enticing to many people. That 343, which no pun intended. I don't know how that number just ended up that way. It's destiny. That $343 that's extra I'm paying, it comes to $14.29 a month. Now, what do I get for the extra $14.29 a month I'm paying? So not only are you paying to own the system, you are signing up for Xbox Gamepass Ultimate. Now, many of you by now know what Gamepass is about. Gamepass is $9.99 a month, but it does not include Xbox Live. That's separate. However, if you add the prices together, $60 a year for Xbox Live plus $9.99 for Gamepass, you're essentially getting the $14.99 a month for Gamepass Ultimate. Gamepass Ultimate also gets you the cloud gaming beta. So if I were desperate enough, I could play Halo Infinite on my phone, and no thanks, I'm good. Of course, I'm sure this will be a big deal in the not so distant future. It's just not for me. But the point still stands that I'm getting the console at a retail price and paying a smidgen less than the asking price of Game Pass Ultimate. However, I am paying in monthly installments, which means I don't have to drop $500 for the console. Not to mention, I don't have to worry about an additional $150 to get a couple more games or accessories or well, whatever else I want to blow my money on. But there is another part to this. So the last bonus I have to share is that my membership of Xbox Live renews in February. So I got this console in the summer. So as I was setting up everything, Microsoft offered to allow me to transfer my remaining 8 months of Xbox Live Gold to Game Pass Ultimate. Now remember, Xbox Live Gold is $60 a year. Game Pass Ultimate is $14.99 a month. I got 8 months of Xbox Live to switch to 8 months extra of Game Pass Ultimate. This was a no-brainer for me, but I want you to understand that I am someone that may not be a die-hard collector, but I love having a collection of games. While I have occasionally purchased digital games, I never saw myself as someone that needed or desired Game Pass. But the truth is that I am trying games I never would have tried. And sometimes the result is that I am pleasantly surprised. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I feel like it deserves its own video. If you have been absent from gaming, I think using this program to get a console with Game Pass is amazing. The people that fit into this group are the biggest winners. You don't have to pick up a game. You will have a library at your fingertips and a pretty robust option of games. But full disclosure, while I think Game Pass is well worth the money, do you remember how Netflix was in the early years? It took them a while to get some of the newer stuff. You had a good selection of solid titles, but there was more than an insane amount of subpar, mediocre movies. Now, I mean, this isn't obviously on quite the same scale, but there are going to be games on there that honestly, they're just not going to interest you. But that's okay. There only needs to be enough. And I really believe this is going to be the case with all the good games coming out in 2022. I also want to add, if you don't have $500 and you feel like the consoles are a bit much for you, but you're like, hey, I think I could scrounge $34.99. I actually don't think you should do that. I am not big on financing small loans and stuff like that. I don't like accruing debt any more than the next man. I think if you have planned on getting this and you can afford it, and you're also considering Game Pass, it's perfect for you. Now, if you missed a generation or two of gaming, I actually think this is even better for you because you won't have to buy any games. You could just play everything on Game Pass. And of course, there's always going to be like those game or two that aren't on Game Pass, but they really interest you. And I mean, that would be the only situation where you're going to be pressed to actually buy the game outside of Game Pass. But the point is that it is very possible you will purchase significantly less if you are signed up to Game Pass. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for me. Please let me know in the comment section if you have even heard of Xbox All Access. And if you have questions about Xbox All Access or Game Pass, please don't be afraid to ask. While financing an Xbox is not a new concept for Microsoft, I feel like I heard way more about it this time around than I did when the Xbox One X and the Xbox One Slim came out. I just want people to be aware of all the options they have available to them. Until next time, my friends, I'll see you in the next video.